I'm just gonna start over. It is currently 11:15 p.m. Today is Sunday, September 2nd, 2018. Good evening, everyone. Night is upon us. The day has ended. We are currently in the last dredges of evening before we go to sleep and arise again the morning of the day coming up. Before, though, we retire, spending the time with family before we rest, I would love for us to just sit down together and have a nice discussion. Tonight's discussion topic is going to be a bit of a continuation of the topic we talked about earlier today, specifically being on warding talismans and sort of talismans in general for protection. So, unfortunately, I was unable to find a direct prayer or blessing that I could show you and use, or the direct details I could show you and use that were not connected to my family. But the basic steps I found I could at least show you. If I find a specific blessing prayer or write one down myself that is directly independent of my familial vows, I will release it probably as a morning prayer one of these days, but we shall see what happens. But for now, let us just sort of look at a basic concept of a warding talisman you could use. For the current example, I grabbed some stuff just around my office. One of my many empty glass bottles, a bunch of my wax I have, beeswax that I get off my candles when they burn off. I then reheat it and seal it away that I could use for stuff like this, for talismans or other kinds of charms. 2 different types of oil. For this particular one, I want to show frankincense and lavender. And then some kind of string to wrap it with. You would also, in some situations, want some herbs, some like salt, some garlic, pepper, any kind of herbs. You would also want, let's see if I have it, any kind of sand or anything like that as well. If you have a bottle that could fit it, this one could not, of course, get some kind of crystal and place it in there as well. But for this one, it's just going to be a basic one, just to sort of show the principle of the process. So, let me see. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I can do real quick before I show. And there is another basic one I found that I may show you guys as well. And that one will also be added. I don't see anything for now. So, let me just show you right here. Here we go. So this sand I have, by the way, is from the lunar eclipse that was in January. Where I live, I was actually near enough the area that I was able to get some of this sand to use. So the idea is going to be for this particular talisman, it's going to utilize the blue glass and the oil, the wax, the sand. It's going to then be wrapped and dangled over a doorway or even just sitting on a pedestal or part of your office, and it just sits there to protect and emanate around the area. It specifically is going to be used though for masking more than anything else, which is why I'm using the sand of the eclipse. So take some sand in this situation, and obviously if you don't have sand from like an eclipse, you can use any kind of sand or water you bless during any kind of celestial event like a full moon or the rising sun. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's just this is something you could use. Just need a little bit, you don't need a lot. As you're putting the sand in, you just gently place your hand over the bottle. Breathe. and invoke the spirit of a spirit of earth, feeling connecting with the spirit of earth of the sand to empower your own spirit. Next, we go to the oil. So, just add a few drops. I'm going to do the frankincense first. 1, 2, 3. That's strong oil. Okay. Lavender is good. I would suggest drying your hands at this point because you're going to smell like oil for the rest of the day if you don't. Strong oil. And at this point, if you have anything else, any crystals, any herbs, whatever, you would add there. At this point, though, if you're done, break off a small piece of the wax. Gently mold it in your fingers so it's nice and soft. If you the hand you had the oil with, you could add that to add some oil to the wax. Make it easier to mold it. So it's a rounded shape. Gently place it over, so heat it and mold it over the piece, like so. And as you are doing so, focus your energy into the bottle. Feel the wax, but also feel the oil and the sand. Feel the energy of the sand, of the spirit of earth that is the sand, and the spirit of fire that is the oil. Know that oil and sand come from the earth. In a way, they are the blood and the skin of the earth itself. Blood and flesh of Gaia, effectively, if you want to use the term Gaia for it. So focus it and just keep focusing your energy in there. After you're done, you may want to add some more wax to it. That's what I'm doing, to really secure over the top. Because the idea is you want it to be airtight. So sort of just keep playing with it. Keep molding the wax around the head. Really work to seal it. And like I said, that's why you would use beeswax instead of like the actual artificial wax, just because it's more of a natural one. Because now you're going to want to, the wax itself, which is an embodiment of nature, you're going to want to focus your energy with one hand at the bottom of the bottle, focus at the top of the beeswax, and you're going to want to focus your energy upward into the bottle like a gentle flame. But then you're going to focus on the beeswax as a barrier to seal it in. Okay. And now that it is sealed, the last step will be taking it, holding it in your hands, focusing your energy, and whatever your prayer or the invocation you'd be using. Like I said, I can't share it with you, but effectively the concept will be is you're invoking upon the spirits of fire and the spirits of earth, called upon from the spirit of nature, from the nature of the earth, to fill the bottle, make it glow, release light, and protect. So that wherever it sits, it will protect what is there. You're effectively, the term I guess to describe this as, is dedicating, a dedication. You're dedicating this now talisman to the spirits. You're invoking the spirits and dedicating it to them to serve as a vessel, a physical vessel for them to bind to tether to. As they tether to it, and as they are able to tether to it and connect to it, the only thing is, what is placed upon it, the blessing upon it, is that for them to connect to it, they have to be able to have their power bound and released to emanate out. So I hope that makes some sense. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm not going to say out loud the prayer I'm using. I'm just going to say it to myself, and then I'm going to show you the next part, the final part. Okay? Whenever you're done, all you have to do now is wrap it up, wrap around the bottle, tie it up whenever you're ready. And when you are ready, all you have to do is tie it up, and whenever you're ready, it's all good to go. You can dangle it, place it above your doorway. You can place it above your windowsill. You can just place it in your office, and you're good. So here it is before you. Inside is the sand and the oil, and it just sits there. It's a passive talisman that exists to, like I said, the glass will, the best way I guess I could describe it is, the light of the glass, which is colored, will pick up the light of the spirit that passed by. It picks up the light and scatters it, scattering it into the oil, into the sand, to ground it out and purify it before allowing it to pass back out. That's the best way to describe it. You could do the same thing of like a glasses lens. Take a lens, coat it one side or both sides, and then place it wherever you wish. But that is just sort of the basics for tonight. This is a bit of a longer video, I know, and this is feels like probably a bit rambly, but I hope the basic steps and the concept fit with you guys. And if any of you also need help with creating your own wards or such, just let me know in the comments. I'll gladly help to the best of my abilities, but I am limited in what I can do. For now though, my friends, I shall see you tomorrow morning. Until then, have a nice rest.